Hi, welcome to Guy Shrink. I'm Bill Roman, host here. And on Guy Shrink, we talk about stuff that rolls around in a guy's head at night, keeps him awake, might give him heartburn, causes him to roll around going, what the heck was I thinking when I did that? Today I'm flying solo. It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving in 2021, and there's been no place like home for the holidays. I'm sure many of us have had family stuff to do on Thursday, Friday, maybe even today. So I'd like to talk just for a few minutes about enjoying your family without all the drama that might come with it, because the holidays are just ripe for some kind of family drama to get acted out. So does the prospect leave a pit in your stomach when you think about, I'm going to have to go home for the holidays? Maybe you might break out in a cold sweat. There's a reason that the day before Thanksgiving is the largest drinking day in the United States, and that DUIs just jump like crazy during the next month. And domestic violence, well, it increases exponentially during the holidays as well. And then the added month of December, regardless of your religious conviction, is just ripe for all kinds of stuff. For many of us, it's compounded by the fact that the holiday season usually ushers in what I call family obligation time. And so now we got to jockey around as to what family gets the rights for us to have Christmas dinner at, or the yearly Hanukkah celebration, or maybe the Kwanzaa observation. Families demand and expect certain kinds of things. I call it, this is a test for family loyalty. And it always gets heightened during this time, along with exaggerated expectations and hurt feelings and flaring arguments and the promise, I'm never doing that again next year. So if you're traveling this year or you're hosting your family, what's the best way to prepare for it and be aware of your own anxious thoughts? It's always important to remember that every family has its own rules of engagement. That is, how members interact with each other. That in and of itself can be nerve-wracking. But if you're aware of how that works, and get this now, if you're aware of your part in how that works, and that's the big thing, you're going to be ahead of the game. So if you have a better knowledge of how you act in the family drama, you're going to be better able to change the way you act and respond instead of react. So here's a couple of ideas. First thing, do some preparation work. That is, try out 2 minutes of what I call mindful breathing a couple times a day. That's just stop, closing your eyes and saying, in, I'm breathing in. Out, I'm breathing out. Actually think about your breathing. This is something hardly anybody really does. You'll be amazed at the calming effect that just that little exercise in and of itself will have. And the calmer you are inwardly, guess what? The better equipped you're going to be to handle those family surprises. So that's the first thing. Second thing, pay attention to your self-talk. You know, you put yourself behind the 8 ball when you think, I'm never going to be able to handle this. I can't handle this. I can't manage this. Stay positive. Think in terms of, I know what I need to do. Third thing, keep a perspective. This season is not going to be perfect by a long shot. Don't even have that as an expectation. Have manageable and reasonable expectations, and you're going to be a lot more satisfied. And guess what? A lot less anxious. There's a reason, I say, that there's 12 days of Christmas. You got 12 days to celebrate. Fourth idea, practice contact, not closeness. So once you've arrived at the event, wherever it's at, grandma's house, your mom and dad's house, you know, your wife's parents' house, whatever, be in contact with everybody in the room or in the family. Greet them all with a hello, and don't have to engage further if you don't want to. But it's really important. Contact means just that. Closeness means you get drawn into all that emotional quicksand, and that's often present in all these kinds of affairs. Here's a fifth idea. Have in mind the hot topics, your no-go list. Very important, particularly in this time in our culture. These days, you know, most anything can set somebody off. Politics, religion, football games, whatever. If someone baits you, just simply respond, I'm not comfortable talking about that right now. And if they insist, do what I do. Rinse and repeat. Just say the same thing. But don't engage if it's going to get bad. Number 6, be aware of what your body says. Your body gives you all kinds of cues as to what you're feeling. Your anxiety rises. What's your body telling you? Sweaty palms, clenched fists, furrowed eyebrows. Our bodies are constantly in contact with our emotions long before our head catches up. So when you pay attention to your body cues, you're going to be able to respond more intelligently. What a concept. Here's the 7th idea. Have a plan of engagement. If things get too emotionally flooded for you, and they just might, just simply excuse yourself for the moment. Go into another room. Take some deep breaths. Do something to calm yourself down. Interestingly enough, there's been a lot of quality research done on this thing called timeouts. It's an effective way to regain your poise and help you to re-engage later. 8th idea, monitor your food and alcohol intake. This is so big, I can't believe we never think about it. Food is mood, and so if you're stuffed up in sugar and carbohydrates, you're going to feel your energy drained. And guess what? Increased alcohol consumption is a good way to get ugly fast. Why don't you think about what I call controlled drinking? 2 beers, 3 beers, and that's it. Indulgences like these, more food, more sugar, more booze, are better left to less stressful times. Here's a 9th idea. Practice generosity. Give compliments to people in your family instead of criticisms and see what happens. The holidays are a good opportunity to get out of yourself and help someone less fortunate than you. And then the last idea is cultivate a sense of humor. It's important to laugh at circumstances and yourself. There's a great game on the internet. You can Google it. It's called Dysfunctional Family Bingo. It is hilarious. Laughter is the best medicine to ease tension and anxiety. Yeah, family holiday times, while presenting the possibility of stress and unhappiness, can also be an incubator for finding new ways to behave differently and interact differently. Here's a good time to act your way into a new way of thinking instead of thinking your way into a new way of acting. And this year might be a good year to experiment with some of these suggestions and see if they'll help you enjoy some holiday cheer. Well, thanks for listening. Tune in to our regularly scheduled programs on Guy Shrink, and have a great day and happy holidays.